This is a video I thought I would never be making. Yeah. If you guys haven't known already, I basically drew 4 of my characters, well, not my characters, but the characters I use in my cinematic universe of the animated series I watched as a kid. And basically, I'll show you the clip right now. Play the clip. When I was creating him pretty heavenly, I didn't know what to do. Like, literally, I didn't know what to do with Danny at all, because now that video was made today, but this video will be uploaded tomorrow, which will probably be Monday, basically, and it will take a long time to edit, and I'll be tired at the time. So I was literally like showing you my designs for the characters, which I think it's gonna do pretty well video, same as the Happy Valentine's Day video. And I thank you guys so much for 63 views on that video. That video took way too much of my time, but you get the point. But I decided to make a video dedicating to comic books, since I'm coming up with a review for a comic book. DanTDM comic. Yeah, that was a joke, but that is going to be a review on soon. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to do my top 5 ideas of comic books that were about to happen, that I was about to make. And I had stories going into it. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, but I don't know. So, let's get to this stinking top 5 list. Number 5. Now, this one was a good idea at the time, and I gave up for a certain reason. But number 5 is Kim Possible sees Stitch again. Now, this one was the first idea for a Kim Possible comic before I made Kim Possible Who Am I? A really good one, in my opinion, and one of my least favorites, but I still made it just to give Kim Possible her own comic. But this one was gonna just have Kim, Ron. We have Ron in the cinematic universe now, but anyways, when we basically, we were gonna have Stitch and Lilo in the cinematic universe. I was really, really looking forward to having their character in this. But then, like, I designed each character like him, still looks like him from my world. Ron, which we're gonna draw him in a future video if you guys want him to be. We drew Stitch, and he was really good. He was really decent. Like, when I drew him and I showed him to my mom and them, they were like, that's good. That's really good. Then we get to Lilo, and my gosh, it wasn't that good. It was so bad that I literally gave up on it. Like, it was so bad. Like, I was trying every time to redo everything, make her look kind of exactly the way she was in her own show. No, it was bad, and the story I had, it was kind of copying the Lilo and Stitch episode on their show when they crossed over with Kim Possible the first time. And when I was making it, I was like, okay, I gotta do this. So I was doing my best, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And then, like, same story, Draken's back, he takes Stitch, and you get the point. I gave up on it, but maybe I'll go back to it. Maybe I will, but it depends, because this comic was a big disappointment. So, number 5, Kim Possible sees Stitch again. Number 4 is, I'm just gonna have to let it out there, Danny Phantom meets Gargoyles. Now, this one was a good idea. I literally recently watched Gargoyles, the 1990 show, when it came out, when I had the VHS tape from my uncle. I'm not going to say which uncle, though, but at the time I was like, okay, I want to add them into the cinematic universe. So when I was adding him, Danny was still going on in the cinematic universe. People think Kim Possible was dead, which she's not. And when I was coming up with this, I was like, okay, how am I going to design gargoyles? So I was doing my best to design them, like, okay, I got this. I tried doing Goliath, the main gargoyle. No, awful. So literally I was like coming up with better designs for the gargoyles. and it was so bad that I was like, okay, I can't do this. So I replaced it with the origin of Danny Phantom, which is the origin story that I made for Danny Phantom. So it was sad to let this one go, but it was a great idea, and I'm really hoping I can get back to it. So number 4, Danny Phantom meet Gargoyles. Number 3 is the one I've been wanting to work on, but I couldn't work on it so far because it was so bad. Number 3 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meet Ghostbusters. Now, I know what you guys are gonna say. That's already been made, Daily. Why the heck were you making it? You know that I had a different premise, okay? So, I've been a fan of Ghostbusters as a kid, and I was gonna add them in the cinematic universe, which I still am. But I had a little Easter egg of Ghostbusters. Like, I had past Danny tell future Danny, our Danny, in this timeline to go meet the Ghostbusters, but we never got a chance to let him meet them because the battle and everything. Sorry, I had chili, but had the battle going. So I was like, okay, I want to make the Ghostbusters still be in the cinematic universe. So I decided, you know what? Why don't I not add them on Ninja Turtles? And it was going to be the Halloween special of the cinematic universe. I was like, yes, I'm going to work on the cinematic universe. I was like, you know what? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hadn't got a second book because I made the first book with them crossover the 2003 Turtles, and it was pretty amazing. And now I'm working on the second one right now. But at the time I was designing, I had the turtle story going. Like, Mikey doesn't like Halloween that much because it reminds him that the way how Halloween, like, I was still working on it, and then I had the designs, like, I had Leo dressed up as Fred Jones, because in the cinematic universe, Leo likes Scooby-Doo instead of space heroes, okay? Raph was dressed up as, I had him dressed up as DanTDM. Yeah, I did, which is a future comic I'm gonna have on this list. And I had Donnie dressed up as, what did I had him dressed? I had him dressed up as, Indiana Jones, kind of. Yeah, Indiana Jones. And the premise was this ghost wants revenge on Splinter. And Splinter was apparently, I think he was in Japan when I was going to make this. But it was before the show killed him off. And also before I killed him off in my cinematic universe, you know. And I was like, okay, I got him to call the Ghostbusters. And it was going to be like, you know that fan-made trailer with the 1990s Ninja Turtle movie, 1990s Turtle movies with 1990s Ghostbusters fan-made trailer? I was trying to get some of the lines like that when they got a look at the turtles, and Bill Murray's character Peter Venkman's like, well, that's surprising. I had that going, but then like when I got further and further into it, I was like, yeah, no, this is not gonna happen. The Ghostbusters design I made was terrible, and coming up with this whole story was the hardest thing. Now, I want to go back to it soon. Hopefully I can. But for now, it's scratched out, and, yeah. So, number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meet Ghostbusters. Alright, so number 2 is, these two ones were pretty hard to realize which ones were going to be the hardest, but this one was number 2 for a reason. And that is, the Mummies meet DanTDM. I had this idea coming through my mind. I was gonna have the Mummies have their own book, but now that I have the Mummies, I'm gonna make the Mummies' own book with Donnie in it, though. That's coming soon, right after the new Ninja Turtles sequel comic is done. I basically had this idea where DanTDM and Trioris, you know, these two knuckleheads, you know, go to Alex's world and accidentally teleported there. So Trioris needed help, and he meets the O'Connells, Evie, Rick, Jonathan. I was gonna have Jonathan be in there as well, which he is, and Alex. So it's basically he needs them help, but they realize Emotep was after Dr. Trioris' invention that he made apparently in their dimension, and they didn't even know about. And when I was designing DanTDM's character, I was like, no, why? So I was literally like, okay, I gotta do my best, do everything I can, but then realize, okay, this is not gonna work. Trior's design was not good, so I literally gave up on it. So I'm thinking about going back to it right after the next Infinity Inc. comic, which is we just got Aang into. And I'm really, really sad that I couldn't make this because I really do love DanTDM's videos, and I'm sad that this comic couldn't happen. But hopefully it can. But yeah, this is one that I scratch out that almost happened, but it might happen again. So yeah, number 2, The Mummies meets DanTDM. Now finally, number 1. Now this one was kind of stupid, but maybe a good idea. You guys tell me in the comments below if you guys like this idea. And originally I was going to have this be new characters in the cinematic universe as well, because their show was still going at the time and I didn't want to add them yet. So let's just get it over with. This one was a lot cringier, I think. It is Danny Phantom meets Henry Danger, which, you get the point. Oh boy! Basically, this was at the time where I was still working on the origin story for Danny Phantom, and I was like, okay, I gotta scratch that. The Danny Phantom meets, what was the number? That other one. So I was like, before I got to the origin story, I was like, I gotta make one with Henry Danger. So I was just coming up with this random stuff. I never told anyone else this idea, and I was coming up with it, and I was like, okay, we gotta get Henry and Ray into Danny's world in Amity Park, or should we have Danny go to Swellview to meet Ray and Henry? It was awesome. It was an awesome idea, plot point. So I was working on Henry and Ray's new design because I wanted to keep them feel real as Captain Man and Kid Danger, and like their animated version, like their animated show they had, that only lasted 1 season that people hated. Me, honestly, I liked it. Wasn't that bad. But then the design for Ray, and it, like I said, it was horrible. It was not that good, so I completely gave up on it. But doing so, getting better, drawing and that, better designing characters. I think I can come back to it maybe. Depends, Adam in the cinematic universe. But I was pretty dang upset when this happened because at the time Henry Danger was coming to quits, and then coming up with this again right after I was working, right as soon as I was working on Ninja Turtles. I was going to come back to it before Ninja Turtles and after Infinity Inc. Here we go again, and then Infinity Inc. versus Super Shredder Part 1 and 2. I was like, okay, I got to make my own Danny Phantom comic and then do Ninja Turtles. And that's when I came back to it, and then the design got even worse for Ray, and I was like, you know what, let's do Ninja Turtles and then maybe come back to it. So this almost happened, and I'm sad about it, and it was a stupid story as well. But if you guys, tell me in the comments below if it's not stupid, and maybe you'll be right, like just come up with a better story for the characters, you know. Yeah, Danny Phantom meets Henry Danger. Thank you guys so much for watching the top 5 list of comic books that almost happened. I'm really happy that we got this list out and I can get it out there so you guys can know what I was about to do with the cinematic universe. I'm sad though that they didn't happen, some of them, one of them, but hopefully they will happen in the future, and I will sell them to you guys so you can read them. But now, like I said, announcements for the upcoming review of the DanTDM comic called Trior's and the Enchanted Crystals, and it's written by one of my favorite YouTubers, DanTDM. So that review will happen soon, and I really hope you guys really enjoy the list. Tell me in the comments below if you would love to read those comics and see if you can come up with a better story for them. And I really enjoyed making this list. Not really, but if you guys want more, comment down below. Also, smack that like button. Also, press the red button, which is subscribe. Turn your notifications to be notified every video I make. Also, subscribe to my gaming channel in the link in the description. I gotta go. Peace. Peace.